Welcome back to another warm-up show with the hockey coach, Joe Coach Franchise directly for the beautiful country of Thailand on the great Wednesday night, April 5th, 2023. And we have to go all the way to Toronto to find the co-host sit at home waiting for the show start, Mr. ENORTAP back in the house. Welcome back. Hold on, Mr. ENORTAP, you're still mute again. I don't know what's going on. Mr. ENORTAP is mute every time I turn on this one. Here we go, Mr. ENORTAP. Welcome back.
Coach doesn't want to listen to me anymore. I think it's been
I don't know what's
year.
going on. Every time I turn this, I don't know. I have to figure out this one with them. But anyhow, Mr. ENORTAP, welcome back. Thanks to be with us on the great Wednesday night, like I mentioned to you. 3 games in front of us tonight, only 3 games. And like I just heard, like it looked like it's Easter this weekend. I did not know.
Yes, it is.
Look like it's Easter. So I'm very shocked about this. And we have no game Friday night. So Mr. ENORTAP, we have no game Friday night. So we have no show Friday. So the Hockey National Show announced are going to take a night off Friday night. So no show at 6, no show at 9 for the respect of the Easter. And for the family, between that, it's only weekend. We're going to do Montreal Canadian game against Toronto Saturday night, and then Sunday. Look like we're going to skip the Ab Brown Shield Sunday rendezvous and go to Sunday night for the Ab Nation Live Tonight show. So that's what we're going to for the next couple of days for the Hockey Nation Live show schedule. Mr. ENORTAP, we want to talk about this because you mentioned this yesterday, and the way you have to do that, Mr. ENORTAP, is this one.
Technically, even though we don't have a show on Friday, our audience, of course, our family out there are going to have homework on Friday, right? If you look down here, send your picks for Saturday. Don't forget, all correct picks are now worth 2 points. Exact scores are worth 3 points. Send it to supersaturday2023@gmail.com.
Here we go. This is the email to send to Saturday for everybody. Send it to us. And Mr. ENORTAP is going to send you an email Thursdays tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
To send everybody to send you a pick on Saturday at that email, supersaturday2023@gmail.com. This is the way to do that for Saturday, the special marathon super that one over there. And then for the rest of the warm-up show start tonight, Mr. ENORTAP, we're going to have something special now. We're going to do every time at 5:30, 6:30, right? Or when I don't talk, 6:32. We're going to do the Mr. ENORTAP, yes, the NHL Draft Lottery Simulator. We're going to do that start tonight. So we're going to go back a little bit later tonight. We're going to do that all together. So we're going to add this on the show.
Wait a minute.
On that one.
Coach, is that my saloon in the background?
I'm sorry again? Yeah, that's the saloon background. Yes, exactly. We've been there only one time this year. Maybe we'll return before the end of the season one more time. But the senator is at the bar.
Well, let's do it. Yeah, I would love it.
We'll definitely do that. But let's further ado, welcome everybody. A few people knocked the door. First of all, Melissa Zabran is in the house from Detroit.
Welcome, Melissa.
Mr. Vinny 007 is in the house. Welcome back. Winner of the boss last night. Congratulations, Vinny, Richard Mullen, and one of them with Peter August, and I missed one, like I do usually. So congratulations. One have 9 and 2 yesterday. Congratulations, Mr. Vinny James. KLS will knock the door.
Hey, Vinny. Hey, Club Sauce.
Great night for him. The Detroit won and the Carolina Hurricane won. So it was a great night for Mr. KLS last night for his both team win. What about our friend Joseph Laham, winner of the Devils?
Welcome, Joseph.
Welcome back, Joseph. Only doing well. Yes, they won yesterday. A good game for the Devils last night. And from Finland, we have Mr. Jamo Vartanen is in the house.
Hello, Yarmo. Moi, moi.
Welcome back. A friend from Halifax, Mr. ENORTAP, ready to rock and roll during the time the Metro may fix the dinner. Mr. Rick Bengal is in the house.
Sir Rick, welcome aboard.
From Winnipeg, Mr. ENORTAP, Colette and Dan Asham are in the house.
Dan, are you ready for action tonight? Welcome.
Welcome back, Dan. Thanks for that. The moderator, Luciano Graziano, is in the house.
Hey, Luciano. Welcome.
There we go. I was missing one, Mr. ENORTAP, with a great 9-2. He's back. The Captain Kirk, welcome back in the house.
Welcome, Captain.
That's the one. I knew there was one missing one, Mr. ENORTAP. Is Peter August with Rand Kirk and Richard Mullen and Vinny 007. So congratulations about that one there. Did Coach in ENORTAP pick Vancouver? Yes, we did. And we lost. Yeah.
The Jarmo picked Vancouver, I think.
But we did smart. We took Florida. We won again and then we did again the Philadelphia, I believe. I don't think so. No, we did Montreal, whatever. So we did well overall. 8-3 is not a bad night.
We took Detroit. Yeah, we took Detroit. Yeah, it wasn't bad. One of the games that went into overtime hurt us, but the Vegas game.
The Vegas, yeah. That's the one that killed us on that one over there for sure. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Vancouver didn't pop up last night. They should get that one. Mr. RJ Calabo is in the house.
Welcome, RJ. RJ.
And Mr. Richard, welcome back in the house. So I think maybe it's first time it's been a little bit better than last night. You're absolutely right about that one there. Welcome to the warm-up show. I think this is the first time, so glad to have you aboard. And William McClary back from Toronto Maple Leaf game, Mr. ENORTAP. I'm sorry about that, but he's back in the house. William McClary.
Welcome, William.
Then I see that why we have some record. No, I have to settle, but listen to for that one over there.
Yes, you did. And we had Edmonton. Yes, you're right.
Yep.
But that's okay. Super Saturday, we'll settle it all.
But yesterday, Luciano and Ron, they was in the chat, said to us, screaming, they are 14-6-0. They are going to last 20 game. They're going to get again. They're going to beat. Edmonton have no chance to beat the Los Angeles Kings. So they're from Ron. But the Kings show something where we expect. They do very well. We have to give credit for the trade deadline. I think that sometimes only one player sometimes make a big change in the lineup. It could be a forward, it could be a goalie, or it could be a defenseman. And I think the fact they got matches at home balance or square really the defensive zone coverage, what we said to you, or they are better as a team together with matches at home. So I think this is one of the biggest, big asset of the trade deadline. Without knowing he scored a lot of goals. Anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. He's balanced it off, and what he's done is he's taken a lot of not a lot, but he's reduced Nurse's ice time, and it's making Nurse a better defenseman because of it. But he also adds size, and that's been fantastic. And the team has been very, very balanced. It's not the McDavid and Draisaitl show anymore. I mean, yes, they are the main drivers, but you got Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is having a great year. Hyman's having a very good year. I mean, could you imagine if Kane would wake up a little bit and start scoring as well like this? Look out! I think this team is really, really matured, and they're going to be dangerous in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. So I think we reached everybody in the chat. If not, you are there quiet. We welcome you back. You're hiding. It's okay, no problem. It's okay. We appreciate that you'll be with us tonight.
We know you're there.
What caught your attention last night? 11 game on the program. Here we go. All the 11 game we got for you yesterday. Detroit, Florida, Toronto, Carolina, New Jersey, Nashville, St. Louis, Chicago, Seattle, Edmonton, and Colorado. All the W last night on this crazy night again. Well, not the crazy night, but again, if they don't make the team, if they don't make the playoff, Calgary and Pittsburgh. They cannot blame anybody else. They have to blame themselves when they have an important
Absolutely.
situation to win those games and they not get it. They cannot say, "Oh, because of this." No, it's just like they cannot lose last night at the where they at. Pittsburgh cannot do have that last week. So anyhow, Mr. Tap, tell us what you think about this game we got last night.
Yeah. Well, why don't we start with your repetition there? I think you said Chicago 4 times, once for every goal that they scored last night.
Yep.
And really, that was the key. They never trailed in this game, and they really took it to the Calgary Flames. Again, Markstrom only 23 shots on net, makes only 19 saves. Not that I want to dump this strictly on Markstrom because I don't think he was horrible yesterday. He just, didn't come up with the key save when he had to, but it was more a fault of a few other people and collectively the team, right? You've played Chicago 3 times this year and you managed to come away with 1 point in overtime. Like that's unforgivable. You cannot. They should have had at the very least 4 out of the 6 points out of Chicago this year. And if they had those extra, 3 points right now, it would be Winnipeg that's chasing them and not the other way around. So as you said, they have nobody to blame but themselves. I give them credit. This is not over yet, of course, but they just made their job that much more difficult. They don't have the tiebreaker, so they're going to need help the rest of the way to get in. Toffoli was pretty much the only bright spot for them last night. Again, scoring. He's having a career year this year. And the key thing that yesterday, and we'll see if he can make up for it tonight, but Kadri, 2 key turnovers that led to goals for Chicago, and that's a tough pill to swallow. So yeah, that's the Calgary game. The other game, the Nashville big overtime win over Vegas, but a bit surprising because I thought kind of Nashville had thrown in the towel, but you know what? I give them credit and all the trades that they made and the injuries that they've had, that they've remained relevant in this whole picture. I still think they have an uphill battle. They have probably one of the hardest or second most difficult schedules still remaining, even though they have 5 games. They have to play the likes of Carolina, Colorado, Minnesota. They have to play the Jets as well. And I forget the other two. Oh, they have to play Calgary as well. So it's not going to be an easy path for them. As a matter of fact, I don't think they'll do it. But you got to give them credit. Guys like, Cody Glass has picked up the slack since Forsberg went down. Tommy Novak, really, a couple goals yesterday, came out of nowhere and now has 17 goals for the year. So that's why they're staying in the picture. Saros, of course, is still playing very, very well, and they're relevant from that perspective. But I think playoffs for this year might be out of reach. Speaking out of reach, Buffalo had an opportunity yesterday. But what can you say? What's been saving Florida? This guy that's gone 7-3-1 ever since he came into the net is Alex Leon or Lyon. I think it's pronounced Lion. But 30-year-old. He's not a rookie. He's been around coach, and so he does have some experience. But really, who would have thought that when Bobrovsky went down that he'd pick up the slack and Florida would now be officially in a playoff spot. Not only are they officially in a playoff spot, but by percentage point, no, actually by wins, they're 1 game ahead of the Islanders as well. So we'll see if they can keep things up. Yesterday, 39 stops by Alex Lyon. So great performance out of him. And at the other end, New Jersey, after being spanked a couple days ago, they came out with vengeance against Pittsburgh and totally, totally dominated this game from the beginning, from the first drop of the puck. Dawson Mercer with the hat trick yesterday. And I think they pretty much swept Pittsburgh out of contention for this year, by defeating them by a score of 5-1. I don't know how a team cannot get themselves up for a game that was that essential. I know it's New Jersey and it's a tough team, but to me, it looked like they weren't skating with them. They weren't engaged in the game. They just totally disappeared. Carolina in overtime defeats the Ottawa Senators by a score of 3-2. The Ottawa debut of Levi Merilainen, not too bad, 34 saves on 37 shots. So that was a good performance in a losing cause. Carolina, they had a 2-0 lead. Ottawa came back, tied it up, and then who else but their top point getter this year, Nikash. Well, maybe he's not. I think Aho's still number one, but Nikash is right up there. He puts it away in overtime on a beauty. The Edmonton LA game we talked a little bit about as well. I like what I'm seeing with Edmonton. This is a team, coach, that has really matured in my eyes. They made a couple of nice acquisitions. Players are all contributing on this team, so the scoring's not just coming from one or two sources. So now you can't just shut down McDavid and Draisaitl and hope to take your chances, because somebody else on this team will hurt you, whether it's RNH, Hyman, Kane. These guys have all been well, but I think yesterday, the tail of that game against LA was the power play. Edmonton 2 out of 4 and LA 0 out of 4. And if teams are going to do this on Edmonton in the playoffs, they're going to be in a lot of trouble, because they have one of the best power plays in the league, and they will. And now they're showing that they can take a 1 or 2 goal lead and then protect it, which is something in the past we knew. Oh, they better score 3 or 4 goals, because otherwise this is not going to go well for them tonight. But now they can. And of course, Colorado winning last night, it took a lot more effort than I thought over San Jose by a score of 4-3 in overtime. McKinnon, great game, 2 goals, 1 assist. He had the actual winner in the overtime. And that was at the heel of San Jose having a 2-0 break in overtime, breakaway. And they weren't able to capitalize. McKinnon picks up the puck and he does the rest. He comes the full length of the ice and scores another beauty. And he's having a great year as well. Georgiev, a very good game yet again. So what have they done now? They finally put themselves in first place in that Central. And if you look at that Central now, all 3 teams, Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota, with 98 points. And Colorado does have a game in hand, and that's exactly where they want to be, right? So it'll be interesting how this falls out in the last 4 games for all 3 teams.
Yeah, very good resume what happened yesterday with that W for Chicago. They go from the bottom at the third.
To third, yeah.
Like,
so who is the winner? I don't know.
Like Anaheim is right now the last, Columbus, and now Chicago. So for the Calgary, going to remember that game they lost, and Chicago, they will remember that W, because that's the game, that's maybe the game going to put them out of the top 2 for better.
Yeah. And that Calgary game, just to go back, Coach, I something's gonna obviously happen this summer, especially if they don't make the playoffs. But I don't understand the move that Sutter made yesterday. He took out of the lineup both Matt Coronado and Jacob Pelletier, who have been playing very, very well for them, and he puts into a game that they know they have to win. He puts in Nick Ricci, who has the beauty of 5 points all year long, and Trevor Lewis, who's a 37-year-old in the lineup. I just don't get that move, and I think it's going to not just that move, but I think that's something that could cost his job at the end of the year.
Yeah, absolutely about that one. There, we want to welcome Mr. Real Deal is in the house. And Claude Richard, both of them are knocked the door. So thanks so much, both of you, to be with us. Ian Maud give us some update with RJ about its Fun Plus. And the start of the night, Mr. Top, is Dawson Mercer scored 3 goals, 26 goals, I believe now. Hat trick for him. That's a great one. We have Novak, 3 point like McKinnon did it, and Perron for the Detroit Red Wings. But Novak has 17 goals this year, playing the 4 line for the. Now he played a bit the top, but most of the time he was playing on the 4 line, so 35. I think he was a 35 overall pick. So Novak found a way to prove he deserved to play in the NHL. A really great surprise of the of the year. And finally, I give the Ville Husso a shootout. Third star of the night, beat the Montreal Canadiens by a score of 5-0 last night for the Montreal Canadiens, Mr. Tap. So that's a great resume. So that's happening in NHL last night. Talking about the Montreal Canadiens, first of all, I want to remind everybody, my daily app news is something maybe you should look about that. I'm talking about Meilleauр not ready yet. Logan Meilleaur for the Montreal Canadiens. And I went deep. I watched a couple of games of him, and then I make some kind of specific video about him on different aspect of this game. So on the offensive side of his offensive, defensive, power play, on his transition, when he get pressure, everything like that. So really interesting to watching those videos I bring to you. That will give you an idea why he's not ready yet for playing in the NHL, why he struggled on defensive zone, why he's good because he's just bigger players, but really not. He loses track of his structure on the defensive zone coverage, or he was going to lose his positional play on the ice on the defensive. On the offensive side, he looked like an amazing, great hockey player. He's a really modern defenseman and NHL. Just want to play and transition is great. He realized he can go in the back door and all kind of move he does. That's the reason he has 25 goals this season. Under pressure, he's a little bit. You have an expression in hockey said, when you take a decision, you only go fast. You just take the first option you see, and that's it. And Martin Saoui said, no, you're always looking for the best option you have in front of you. And you can see on my videos, he makes some kind of play where he just gave away the puck with pressure around him. So patient, the best option example, like he would pick the puck, he would just lob the puck, and then you get intercept example. I just return the puck back, D, regroup and reset. Or it will say to you, protect the puck better with your body. 2 versus 1, he would pass the puck on the back ends. Use his forehands. So those little details of his game is not polished yet. It's not negative. Nothing negative, right? No. But that's why you develop those information to get better, and that's what he's going to be not yet ready. I don't think so he will be ready. Biggest question I think for me is be at 20 years old, I don't think it would be benefit for him to play a London night one more year. I think it would be better for him if he can go play at Laval Rocket next year. I think it would be a good step for him and consist his development with that. On the flip side, the biggest news was 2 people on the Twitter talk about Lane Hudson. One is negative, one is positive. So it all depends. So, if you'll expect Lane Hudson to be Kel McCarr or Adam Fox, I would say to you, wait a little bit. The reason why, because his skating, Lane Hudson is just average, a little bit above. It's not like Kel McCarr. It's far to be like Kel McCarr.
No. Nobody is.
That's what you have to be careful about that when you consider him that way. Many people consider him like Quinn Hughes. I would say to you, yes, on his vision, a second lane shifty, right? But on the skating, is not like Quinn Hughes. So again, what my point to you about Lane Hudson is to say, look, we have to be a little bit more cautious, not because you have an amazing, great year. He's going to be the next Kyle McCarr in NHL. Some consider him like Samuel Girard, some consider him like Quinn Hughes, Spurgeon for the Minnesota. Yes, the kid have talent, but he need to improve his backwards skating and how he's going to play in NHL with physicality. The good news about him, he beats every time the odds against him on any level. Too small, not good enough, not speed, whatever it is. And he's going to adapt himself with what is the play in front of him. So, again, just for sharing what is going on around the Montreal Canadiens. Our HP was back on the lineup at the practice this morning with no contact jersey. And then Armia play on the first line. A lot of conversation about Joel Armia from Martin Saint-Louis this morning. Martin Saint-Louis a little bit disappointed. Montreal did not score 1 goal the last 2 games. This happened since 2018. And he expect, but he said one thing we cannot to be upset is the player at the practice are engaged. The kids continue to working hard, and that's the only thing we can do. But unfortunately, Mr. Top, with the lineup they have, no chance right now. Hopefully, they can lose the next 4 games so they can stay number 5 in the standing at the bottom.
Yeah, and I think that's the key right there. I don't think they want to move too much. I don't believe that San Jose really. Well, I know they've put together 3 good games, but for them to catch Montreal and Montreal slip to 4th is going to be very difficult. So they just have to be careful that they don't go win a couple games. Montreal, you don't want to jump ahead of Arizona at this point.
Yeah, absolutely about that. Randy N, welcome back in the house. We don't see is a 4-7 about that one over there. I apologize for that. Randy, we're going to add this for the next couple of minutes. Don't worry about that. But thanks to let us know.
It's in our recorts. It's in our records, though, Randy.
About this, Ron with King is in the house. Mr. Natap, Ron will come back in the house. Playoff are starting. What we'll see is defense is MEILLEUR. The London, yeah. Hey, Coach, the only thing I would argue with you about Logan is during the year, they said go for it. Now in the playoff, he switched his game. He is all defense, not said is with the abs there. Not said yes. No, his role changing with the London Knights, right? He doesn't play on the PK1, by the way. Because the video was long, usually I cut it. I remove a couple of things I was said about. I don't want to talk about 18 minutes in MEILLEUR. But Sean, yes. Again, when I extract things, is because sometimes it's not up you. It's inconsistency by his intensity on defensive zone. So when you play the next level, you have to always to pop up with intensity. You cannot just let it go. And you can see that kind of the situation he does with the London Knights sometimes. But now like everybody but usually when the playoffs start in any level, right, everybody pick it up the game. That would be a great opportunity for him now to show up those kind of the week he has to pick up a couple of great game and the playoff for Logan MEILLEUR. Again, my conclusion of Logan MEILLEUR, I would say at the end, the kid have talent. The kid is a skill, but it would take development, like Sean Farrell example, right? Like all the players we take, or maybe they should play in Montreal next season. I think we have to be a little bit longer, wait a little bit longer. That's why maybe a Kurianov or a Monahan or a Drouin, and again, I'm just mentioning name, could maybe sign with the Montreal Canadiens because Montreal expect maybe no one of them going to be in the lineup next year, like Joshua Roy, Owen Beck, or whatever who they are. So would be interesting to see that. But again, Logan MEILLEUR looking good in the future with the Montreal Canadiens. One timer he has on power play, and he have a accuracy. His quick release shot too is pretty amazing about this. And an entrance example, we want the defenseman carrying the puck in the middle of the ice. Sometimes that go on the outside of that. The
On the
thing I would say to
wings.
you is
Yeah.
good. He crashed to the net. So again, you have a really special flair about the offensive. He's really oriented on offensive side. This is the one part of his game he does. So thank Sean to sharing with that.
I encourage everybody to watch the video. You did a great job on it, Coach, analyzing it and showing the parts of his game, both good and what he has to work on still. The good news is that if you look at his mistakes, they're mistakes that I think as the coaching level gets better at each level, they're very correctable. So that's the good news there.
Yes,
Like you said, the talent is there. The talent is there.
Yeah, absolutely right about that. It's really like he does like a we call this an unforced error sometimes, right? Sometimes it could be the intensity or the lack of concentration or not lack of focus or awareness, right? So I would set example this option passing example, right? Or his option vision he see in front of him, he take the easy one right away. But they are not the great decision. Martin so he said always do the best option you have in front of you. Take a picture. He did it one time. I make a video when he rushed with a 4-2. He scored on the support because he realized he can now difficult. It was a 4-3 at the end, but again he realized that. So those kind of options he see on offensive, he need to improve this on the defensive side of his game. But that's pretty much about Logan Meillieur. But I think it was pretty good. Eternal Render back in the house, Mr. ENORTAP. Eternal, welcome back. Thanks to be with the organizational show. Gary Cournoyeur knocked the door. Welcome back, Gary, the Roadrunner.
Roadrunner, Gary, welcome.
Thanks so much, Claude and Mr. ENORTAP. Gabe, welcome in the house. Gabe, welcome in the Hockey National Show.
Welcome, Gabe.
Yeah, exactly, Rick. You talk about this, about Logan Meillieur. You're absolutely right about that. It's all the questionable about this one over there for sure. On that one there. So Mr. Randy N, he said he's not on the board right now because he said he has like a 7-4. Mr. ENORTAP.
7-4.
So
good job.
Confirmed by Smith DeWitt. So Randy, you're at the top of this one over there.
And we
have a people going the bus, Mr. ENORTAP. Before we go, we have 4 people: Richard Modern, Vinny, Peter August, and the Captain Kirk. Mr. ENORTAP, it's time to send them and the bus party bus. Here we go. Here we go, Mr. ENORTAP. At the time of the show now, for the rest of the warm-up show for the next couple of days, Mr. ENORTAP, we do the time for the NHL Draft Lottery Simulator. So we make we make this a little bit more hot, right? It's the warm-up because May 8th. So the May 8th is coming now, Mr. ENORTAP. So next a couple of more, like 36 days, something like that, 33, whatever. And then we do the show tonight. So we're going to see what's happening, Mr. ENORTAP. Who's going to be the first round pick overall for 2023. Are you ready, Mr. ENORTAP? Mr. ENORTAP, you're still on there. I don't know why you cannot talk anymore. I don't know. Every time, Mr. ENORTAP, hold on. I don't know why. Every time I shift this one, it's not you. It's the software does it. So I don't know. I would put this right here, Mr. ENORTAP.
So, are we going to do 3 simulations?
Maybe not. If they win, we let them this there. About that one there. So we're going to try to go 3 times the simulation about that one with them, Mr. ENORTAP. Here we go. First one, we get this, ladies and gentlemen. As we go, the San Jose Sharks, Mr. ENORTAP, become the winner of this one, followed by Anaheim and Columbus. Montreal drop of 1, and the worst Pittsburgh, Mr. ENORTAP, jump of 10.
10 spots. Wow.
10. Pittsburgh got number 4. Pittsburgh will be happy. I think Sean Burke is always send my check by mail to me. Let's go round reset number 2, Mr. ENORTAP. Here we go. Montreal, the number 2, Mr. Tap. Montreal Canadian number 2, and Pittsburgh, Mr. Tap, jump of 9 on that one again. And Montreal win number 2, and that one will be happy if you find the last one of the day, Mr. Tap. It will be interesting.
Here we go.
Let's go with that one.
This is it.
Philadelphia, Mr. Tap, go all the way to the top for the Flyers. Jump from and behind Montreal, number 6, all the way up. San Jose go number 2. And then Anaheim and Columbus and Chicago, all the losers drop of 2. Montreal and Arizona go to 1. This is Mr. Tap, the one we did at the end. So really fun to see that. We're going to do that every time. And that's happening, Mr. Tap.
Yeah, everything to build up a little bit of suspense prior to the actual draft lottery. Let's do it every day.
I run it when and they all get Austin Matthews for better. Matthews is the same theme the next 2-3 years from Rick Bengal, Mr. Tap. But we are there now, Mr. Tap, to go back on the time for the gel to set up everybody here. We'll see if Mr. Tap. No, look like Mr. Tap. I don't know why now you missed you're looking good here. So I don't know why now you're looking good here. Sometimes we lose you on the sound. That would be interesting. So that Tap is at the beginning of the show. At the time of the show, we come here. It's time to pick up the Chicago County Jail. Mr. Tap, it's time to mention that one over there. We have the jail and the new place for the jail, by the way, is a new section over there. And unfortunately for him, Mr. Tap, we call his the Chicago County Jail, and then he's going to be back again for him. He's back. He's the only one. I don't know. We have to lock him up. Mr. Tap, are you ready?
Yeah, we're going to have to call this home sweet home for Nick.
Yep. Here we go. Mr. Tap is set up there for the next 24 hours. No jail for tonight, Mr. Tap. We have many games tomorrow, and then we have no game Friday night. So we want to remind you, Hockey National Show take a day off Friday for the respect of the Easter this weekend. Look like it's Easter, Mr. Tap. So you just remind me that. It's okay. It's okay.
And once again, if anybody joined late today, don't forget about Super Saturday, where your predictions are worth 2 points instead of 1. Exact scores are worth 3 points instead of 1. Send it in to supersaturday2023@gmail.com. You can send it Friday if you like, or you can send it early Saturday morning before some of the early games begin.
Here we go. Thanks so much, everyone. Willie Snyder knocked the door. Thank you so much to be with us for that. The people react out about the lottery there. So thanks so much, everybody. You do that. And we appreciate a lot you do this. Correct comments, more. Everything like that. Game number 1, Mr. Top, the Flame and the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, just a minor game here tonight between these two behemoths, or teams, shall we say, that have sabotaged themselves this year. Let's put it that way. The Flames, they come into this game now 2 points behind the Jets for the final wild card spot after that 4-3 defeat at the hands of the Chicago Blackhawks. You know, with a record of 36, 27, and 15, they're currently in 5th place in the Pacific, and their playoff hopes, as the games dwindle down, could take a massive dip tonight if they lose, because the Jets also have the tiebreaker, and they'll fall 4 points behind. So pretty much they're going to have to run the table the rest of the way if they lose tonight, Calgary, and hope that Winnipeg loses the rest of the way after tonight. We'll see what happens. Last time, I didn't see clear confirmation on Vladar being in net, which kind of worries me. It just said that Markstrom was expected. I think that's a big mistake if Calgary does that. I think they have a better shot with Vladar in net than they do Markstrom. Hellebuyck will be playing, guaranteed, for Winnipeg in net tonight.
Markstrom versus Hellebuyck.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good for Calgary, that is. But the Jets, they come into this game after a 6-1 spanking of the New Jersey Devils this past Sunday. I like the fact that the last two games after Bonus challenged the team and sort of kind of threw a couple of the leaders under the bus, saying that you haven't emptied the tank and you're not giving us 100%, that they have responded. And I really thought that was sort of the tipping point. And I think that this team, as I've been saying all year long, is going to be a dark horse to get into the playoffs. Looks like they hopefully will do it. But if they don't win tonight, that's not good news for them. They have all the advantages. Calgary's on a back-to-back. Winnipeg is well rested. Winnipeg is at home in front of their own fans. I think there was a snowstorm today out in Winnipeg, so that should hopefully tire out Calgary as well. Who knows? But expect the Jets, I think, tonight to come out flying in front of their home fans, and it'll definitely be a playoff type atmosphere in Winnipeg. But I'm going to take the Jets to win this one, Coach. The home team has gone 4-0 in their last four meetings, and this is Winnipeg. They're the home team, so I'm going to take Winnipeg to score an empty net goal and defeat Calgary by a score of 5-3.
5-3, Mr. ENORTAP, for Winnipeg Jets. The Jets are 7-1 from Luciano. We said the same thing about the Edmonton last night, so I don't know if you want to consider this or not, but it's up to you. And we want to welcome back Mr. Roger. Mr. ENORTAP, you said this one over there. I go with Winnipeg 3-2.
Oh, low scoring. Okay.
Yep. Low scoring. Maximum is 171. It's carried against the Jets, Mr. ENORTAP.
I think. Did you say 7-1-1? I don't think
171 for Maxstrom.
Oh, 171 for Markstrom. Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. Anyway, so next game we have is also a key game, more so for the Rangers, I think, than Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay pretty much knows their destiny the rest of the way. Well, they've known it for pretty much all year long. It's against the Toronto Maple Leafs. The only thing to be decided, and I think even that's over, is home ice advantage. I think the Leafs will get that extra home ice advantage. Looks like tonight it will be Vasilevsky against Shesterkin. These two always have a great game when they get together. Each one is out to prove that they're the better Russian goalie. and it's a lot of fun to see these two go head to head. That's for sure. The Lightning and the Rangers have met twice this season in games which they each have won one each. With each team looking to sort of fine tune and get rolling, getting into the playoffs. This one should also be pretty much a playoff style feel to this game. That being the case, this one looks a little bit better, I think, for the Rangers than it does Tampa Bay, since they are at home and they've been finding some success with their lineup as of late. They've been on a bit of a hot streak as well. The Rangers have won 8 out of their past 11 games and 5 out of their last 6 at home. They really found their stride once the month of March hit and their trade acquisitions got comfortable with the new teammates and the system that they were running. And really since the beginning of March, which was the first week after the trade deadline, the Rangers have gone 10-2-2, including a 5-1-0 stretch at home. And the Lightning, they've been showing a different side to them. I know at one point we were all, should we panic about Tampa Bay? And they've really responded the last few games. 3 consecutive wins they've had. They've scored multiple goals in all 3 of those games. Vasilevsky has played extremely well. the home team in this series is 7-1 in the last 8 meetings. So I'm going to go with that stat alone again and take the Rangers to win this one by a score of 3-2.
Mr. Tabak go with 3-2 for the New York Rangers, Mr. Tap. Congratulations. 4-3, Mr. Tap.
4-3, okay.
Yeah.
But Vasilevsky and Shesterkin are in that, coach.
Yeah, so right about that one there. Let's see people in the house. Vasilevsky is that both 3-2 for KLS. So Mr. Karchev is day-to-day about that one.
Okay. So our last game of the night is Edmonton and Anaheim. Campbell will be coming in net for Edmonton, and I believe hadn't been confirmed, but Gibson will be in net for Anaheim.
Look like he's out.
Oh, he's out. Okay.
Yeah.
So
we expect
that doesn't look good. Not that Anaheim even had a chance, but without Gibson, it makes it even harder for them. This is purely a very lopsided game in favor of the Oilers. No matter how you slice and dice this, the Oilers are one of the best teams in the Western Conference, and they have a couple of the best players in the NHL right now. The Ducks have been a basement dweller since the very first drop of the puck this season, and they're firmly in the race to land the first overall draft pick this summer, of course. Aside from being, the far better team, the Oilers, they come into this game absolutely, while the Ducks come in like hot. They've been extremely hot, while the Ducks have not, pretty much. Edmonton has gone 10-0-1 in the last 11 games. And they're also, I believe, 14-2-1 since the beginning of March. So, that's if it weren't for the fact that Vegas has really been hot themselves in that time interval, you'd probably be looking at the Oilers at the top of that division, and they still may land there. We won't know until probably the last game of the season. The Oilers right now, like I said, I like what I'm seeing with them in that 14-2-1 stretch. The Oilers beat plenty of playoff-bound teams already. Like they beat the Leafs, they beat the Bruins. They're going to have the Jets coming up soon. They beat the Stars. They beat the Kraken. They beat Vegas as well, and they beat the Kings twice in very strong fashion. So they're beating good teams and bad teams, both at home and on the road. And that's the sort of stuff you want to see going into the playoffs. The Ducks, not much to say here. They've lost 8 consecutive games, and in that time interval, they're at a -23 goal differential. So they're averaging, a goal differential of just about 3 goals per game. Their losses. So there's no indication that this game should end in any other way than a result where the Oilers come up on top, especially if Gibson's not in net. So I'm going to take the Oilers to win this one, even though they're on a back-to-back, by a score of 6-1.
6-1 is an tap. 5-2 for me, Mr. Tap.
Ooh. Giving Anaheim a little bit of a breathing room.
It's Campbell.
It's Campbell. Yeah, you're right.
That's why.
Where did he come from? I forget.
He went to Toronto.
Don't let me get you started on Toronto. I know.
I've cut out the Eastern Conference since Christmas. You're absolutely right about that, William. But Mr. Natab, before we leave, we want to remind everybody, if you participate to the prediction of the warm-up show since the beginning of the year, Saturday is a special Super Saturday So we ask you to email us at Super Saturday 2023. And don't forget, we have no show Friday night because it's Easter. So we want to wish a happy Easter for everybody. No show for Ab Brown your Sunday rendezvous. I'm going to go only Sunday night for the Ab Nation Live Tonight show. So that's what we got so far. Mr. Tap, Roger is the house. If you did not click on the like, guys, we would like to invite you. But before we leave, Mr. Tap, we only ask you about what you pay. What are you going to pay more attention tonight? Something like that.
Well, I think two of the games are absolutely fundamental, right? You got the Calgary and Winnipeg is going to be playoff atmosphere, and to a little bit lesser degree, the Tampa Bay and New York Ranger game will be as well. We know how Tampa Bay's responded to big challenges this year, just when you think they're down. So we'll see if they can do it again tonight. I'm going to love the goaltending matchup there, the duel. But the game of the night is the one you're doing tonight, Coach. We'll all be there, and we'll all be cheering. Well, I don't know if everybody will, but I'm going to be cheering on the Winnipeg Jets. Go Jets, go!
Here we go. Question: what do you think the night goalie situation will look like come the playoff, Mr. Tap?
Well, it's tough, right? I think ideally, if Thompson is healthy, they're going to probably go with Thompson because he was having a very good year until he got hurt. But they made a very good acquisition and quick to help out the situation. And who knows, right? Depending on who they play, this guy could come out and do a great job for the team.
That's right. That's right. It'll be interesting because they have like four of them that they can use now for the playoff with Brossois, Hill, and Thompson and Jonathan Quick. So they have that one. Oh, they can go each one of them.
Aiden Hill. Yeah, for sure they could.
They will say, you know what, we're going to play a musical chair here. We're going to use each one of you one game, and the winner of the one performed the most will play game number 5, game number 6, and game number 7. So it'll be interesting to see that.
Wasn't Vegas doing that when they played Montreal in the playoffs the year?
Why they play Leonard and Fleury at some point?
They had Fleury and they had Robin Leonard back and forth.
Yeah. But, when you live in Vegas, you gamble a lot. So, yeah, maybe possibly they can gambling over there for sure. That'll be interesting to see that. But before we leave, we want to remind you this because you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. Greatness inside of you, Mr. Top. You did it again. Deliver it again for another great warm-up show, everybody. Thanks to be joining us tonight. We want to thank all the moderators. We wish good luck for everybody. No jail, no boss for tomorrow. So, Chicago, good news for you. I'm pretty sure. Until then, my friend, be well, be healthy. Finally, we not only dominate your day, but find a way to dominate the first half of what, Mr. Top?
You're 2023.
He did it again. Have an amazing, great night, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Nata. I will see you tomorrow night at 6 o'clock p.m. for another warm-up show.
Good night, everyone. Good night, Coach.